اتفضل.
Before we start. and we also want a landing page. So most times when it has to do with designing of a landing page, designing of a website, most times it's always confusing, especially if you are starting out as a UI UX designer. Because when I first started out, I had that kind of confusion where I don't know the difference between a home page and a landing page. I don't know the that both of them have different structures, though the structures are not like very different. They have like slight differences between the two. So we're just going to be trashing that out. Please, does somebody want to say something? Somebody just unmuted their mic. Hassan, do you want to say something? Please, if you don't have any question to ask, just mute your mic. I don't want to be distracted. Okay. So, so back to today's what we're going to record today. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is what a home page is. So basically, a home page is the first page of every website, is the index page of every website. Let's take for example this particular um, website we're looking at is owned by Zoho. So Zoho is a very big tech company. Though Zoho have different products. So let's explore the different products they have. So Zoho basically have different products. So they have CRM, mail decks. They even have invoice. So these are the different products and features, different products rather that they have under their company. So let's go back to their homepage. So I'm going to um, be breaking down everything so that we'll all understand. So, for example, what we're looking at right now is Zoho official website, like their company website. Let me say, for example, you have a company and the company deals with creating of invoice systems, creating of a fintech app that help people to make payments. Like your company has different products on different digital products. So that's basically what we're seeing here. So this is like Zoho company's official company website that has different products. So if you look right now, you can see that their website has a header. The header has their logo, links to different pages. You have their hero section. So they listed some product they have on their hero section. So if you also scroll down, you can see they have like a little call to action that they want people to try particular management system that they have. So they also have like a little testimonial, what people are saying about them. They also have like what companies that have used their brand, different companies, and they also have BB companies that have used this particular brand Zoho. So they're just basically talking about like what their company entails, different products they have. So this is what I don't want you to confuse you. So we're talking about what a homepage is. So as you can see, the homepage is the first page of every website. Sorry, let me close this. So the home, this is the first page we saw when we came to the official website. So this is a home page. Then talking about now a landing page. So the purpose of a landing page is to make advertisements. So every website or in anything you're designing as a UI UX designer has a goal. So bringing it down to landing page. Landing page, the main goal of the landing page is to generate lead. The goal of a landing page is different from the goal of a home page that we'll find in a website. Please, if you don't understand what I'm saying, you can unmute your mic and ask questions because most times this difference is kind of confusing at first, especially when we're starting out. Right now, we're starting out as UI UX designer. It might be a little bit confusing. So right now, this is a landing page that is trying to advertise a particular product of a company. This is this particular product. Their purpose is to unleash the power of intuitive finance. So it's like a finance dashboard. So this particular landing page is trying to advertise and list out the future of this particular product we're looking at. So let me take for example now Zoho. Those who their own landing page for their individual website looks like a website because the company is very big. So this is like a company website of Zoho. So if we click on a particular product they have, let's look for Zoho invoice. So okay, let's go through this route. So let's look for Zoho invoice. So when we open this Zoho invoice, because this company is very large, so there are so many things involved that they're put in place in this particular website of this Zoho invoice. So they are like showcasing different things. So we cannot really call this like a landing page because this is still a website. Though the main purpose of this particular website we're looking at, this Zoho invoice, is to showcase different features of their particular product that they have. One product that they have, which is invoice. So so please, if you don't understand what I'm explaining, please you can ask. So so that was Zoho, their Zoho invoice website. It looks like a website. It's not really like a landing page. So let me say, for example, we have a startup, um, a tech startup that has different products. Different products can include a mobile app that helps students to that helps students for their CB training, for them to write their work and jam examination. And that same tech startup has another product that helps people to make payment. So let me take, for example, the company wants to advertise that they have one particular app or one particular digital product that they have, which is that of the CBT, the app that helps students that are preparing for WAEC and JAM to get past questions. So let me take, for example, that startup wants to advertise that particular product. They have to use a landing page because the purpose of page is basically for getting leads, getting like customers that are into like, know that particular app, if the app is on Play Store, so that they can access the app and also use it. So you can also page to make to up to email and also whenever um, when an upgrade is being made on the app. So that is basically the difference. So bringing it down, the landing page is basically used for advertisement. The home, which is found in a website, is used to like explain different purpose different things the particular company is involved in, the different products that have, like the home also has other links that can lead somebody to different, like the about section. Let's look at that of Zoho. So let's go back to Zoho website. So Zoho website, their homepage contains different things that can lead to different section of their website. For example, some know more about their product, their company, to know different products that have some media. If, for example, if you want to know is about the invoice system, you have to go to entirely a different website. Well, this is why theirs is looking like a website is because they're a company. Bringing it example to a tech company that just let me say like few products or something. So most times landing page does not have a header, a nav bar like the way a home page has. Like right now, you can see this particular home page has a header that has different links. So most times a landing page does not have a header. It just contains like a logo, it can have a blog, so have a link where the user can join their waiting list, join to their um my please, I just discovered my internet had little issue. What was the last thing you heard, please? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You were saying a landing page does not have a navigation bar. That's right.
Okay, so there's a place where you can go and get landing page inspiration. So we have landfolio.com. So I've dropped the link in the chat section. Though you can also go to Behance and Dribble. But if you want to have access to real life examples of landing pages, how website looks like, you can come here and just have a view. So for example, let's click on landing page. So you can see there are different landing page here. So let's click on this
We can't see your
first
screen now.
one. Okay, so sorry about that. Let me share my screen. So let me start from the beginning. So landfolio.com is basically a place where you can get landing page and website inspiration. So though you can still get inspiration from Behance and Dribble, it's just that the that of Landfolio is going to make you to have get inspiration from real life website that is already being used by people, website that is owned company, and depending on the purpose of the website, most times we might have a landing page that is for SaaS products. SaaS products are basically let me say a dashboard that helps people like our system that helps people to carry out a particular purpose. Let me say, for example, somebody comes to meet you for you to a invoice system. An invoice system, the person is not talking about a website. So the person, an invoice system basically entails like a dashboard where there's going to be an notification flow. There is also going to be a home page where the person can see maybe say create a new invoice or see list of customers that has already invoice has been sent to. So it's basically like SaaS products are basically systems that helps you to like manage your company, manage your staffs. Though we'll be covering more about SaaS design in our next class. So I'm basically explaining that because most times you might have like a SaaS product and you want to advertise your SaaS product so that people can sign up and use your platform. So you have to design a landing page. So because you want to advertise this product, no need going the route of like having this coming to design like a website that contains other page that links to other web pages, right? Just like that the one we're looking at right, which is zoho.com. This website has is basically talking about everything about Zoho company entirely. Right now, bringing it down to landing page, we're basically talking about like we want to advertise this SaaS product. We need a landing page. A landing page is the best route to go when you want to advertise your pro. For example, in landfollow.com, you can see different landing page of different SaaS sorts. Let's click one. So you click on the one you want, click on view site. Sorry, I'm talking a little bit fast. Let me um reduce my voice a bit. I want to make sure everybody understands what I'm saying. So for example, one we clicked on. So this is basically a landing for this particular product. So they have other links that lead people to their blog. So they also have that of pricing. So the main purpose of this particular page is to like make people know the purpose of these their products. Also show people that have also used their product, what people say. So they go as far as explaining the futures. So I don't want you to confuse this. Though there are some landing pages that when you look at the nav bar, they only just have the logo. Most time they don't even have a button. So it's depending on the purpose. So let me say, for example, this particular company we're looking at, they have other things that want people to look at because they have a blog where people can read about maybe how to use the application, how the product has helped other people. So they created a blog about that. They have other places that they just want their targeted customers to look at to know more about this particular product. So I don't want you to miss it. This landing page is used to advert a particular product. Your product can be a digital product, it can be a physical product, or it can be a services you offer. Let me say, for example, you're a beauty brand, you're a beauty slash fashion brand, and inside your beauty slash fashion company, you have a place where you sew customized wears, whether for weddings, whether for any occasion at all. Then inside see that beauty and fashion company, you also have a place, you have a spa, you have a place where people can come and make up, you have a place where people can come and learn how to make up. So all these things are like different services you offer. So let me say, for example, your beauty and fashion company um wants to advertise their what is it called? Advertise their makeup training class so that people can sign up. They are not going to be leading people to their official website. Let me say, for example, the name of the beauty brand is Everything by Elizabeth. That's the beauty brand. Everything by Elizabeth. Now, if you come to everythingbyelizabeth.com, it's going to show you everything about their company, the beauty stuff they do, their fashion. It can even contain video showcasing how they do what they do, the process follow. That's for their um website now. Then coming down to the landing page, let me say for Everything by Elizabeth is having a training where they teach for how to make up. So they are going to have a separate page that to advertise that particular product. Maybe in that landing page now that they want to use to case to create awareness of their makeup class. So I hope everybody is following so.
Yes,
Yes, we
yeah.
are.
Okay, okay. So let me example, the that particular company wants to advertise everything, advertise to the public that they have a particular training where they teach people how to make up. So this particular fashion company now, beauty slash fashion company, is going to create a landing page, because the purpose of that landing page is not to like bring people to their home page. The purpose for them to get as many people as possible to sign up. Maybe say, for example, their class is their to learn their makeup to enroll rather in their makeup class. You have to pay 150 thousand naira. 150,000 naira. That particular landing page is also going to give those particular people that are coming to the landing page to know more about the classes. It gives them access for them to make payments, for them to also see testimonial of previous students that enroll in their previous training. So that's just basically I'm trying to use different scenarios so that you understand the difference between a home page and a landing page. So this fashion brand right now is going to promote this particular landing page that is giving training to people for giving makeup training. Is going to advertise it on Google, You can also advertise it on their social platform. Let me, for example, you come to Google and you start makeup training class in Lagos. This their landing page is going to be the one to come up with. This particular landing page was designed to focus on makeup. That's one basic thing about designing a landing page. When designing a page, you have to make sure you make use of catching words that is going to explain what the customer is going to get when they sign up, when they want to make payments, when they enroll for the classes, the things they are going to get, the benefit, whether maybe after they take the training, the company is going to give them connect to a company that they can get a job or teach them more about, because most times you might have offers that separate from your competitors. So most times, let me competitors mean. So let me say, for example, you are a beauty and fashion brand, though you have other people that are doing the same thing you are doing. So most times, when you are trying to like bring up a product or a particular services you offer, you have to like differentiate. You have to explain in your land page what separates you from your competitors, like from all beauty and fashion brands that your customers come to you, might they might attracted to all those ones, but you have to like explain to them either through video. You might use video, you might use text, you might use pictures to explain like the thing that separates you from your competitors. Oh, after you register with us for this particular makeup class, we're going to teach you how to run your beauty businesses. We'll teach you how to create your website. We'll teach you how to what's it called, start up maybe with your beauty brand as low as 100,000 or 50,000. So yeah, just like list out like a catch offer that to make the user, oh, particular brand, I love their offers, I'm going to sign with them. So one major thing you need to bear in mind when designing a landing page, you have to make that your landing page is very, very catchy and attractive, because um by the time you design your landing page in a way that attracts the user, because most times when a user comes to a particular website, the how beautiful the it looks or the landing page looks makes them to trust the brand. So that's one of the reasons why some companies invest on UI UX design, because by the time you come up with like a beautiful design on how the site or landing page is going to, you are going to trust you more. So somebody is raising up their hand. Yeah, it's a bit.
Okay, I want
You
to
have a
ask
question.
a question.
Yeah,
So my question is this, you said to put things that are very catchy for
yeah,
people to see so that they can patronize the brand. Is it our job as a freelancer? For instance, you are contacted
yeah.
for a job. Are you the one that's going to be thinking of those catchy things to write, or the
Mm.
owner of the product that will be the one to say, okay, this is what you should put, or this is what you should not put on the website?
Oh, okay. But I hope you understand the difference between a home page and a landing page, because I don't want
Yes,
you to. Okay. So let me say, for example, most times some clients already know what they want. They have already done because as a UI UX person, you need to like know a little bit, not like 100%, just a little bit about UX research. You need to learn how to like research and see other competitors of that particular brand. Let me say, for example, somebody comes to meet you to design a beauty website for them. You have to know how to go on Google, search out other brands that are doing what they are doing, and see what they don't have on their website. Because most times you might go to people's website and you might see that, oh, this their website is poorly designed. So it's like a great advantage to to the brand I'm trying to create, in the sense that people in this niche, they don't have a particular nice website. So I'm going to make my own very intuitive and looks very catchy, and also make my offer very attractive. So most times some clients, they have already done the research for you. They already know their competitors. They have gone through their competitors website, so they'll be like, oh, I want my website or I want my landing page to look like this. I like the color, I like the design style. Maybe you can use this to get inspiration of what I want in my mind. Because most times, if a client does not explain what they have in their head, you might go off point designing something that the client will be like, oh, I don't like this design. You might be going back and forth, making corrections here and there. That's because you don't really understand what the client have in their mind. So most times, it's to start with a wireframe. Just this was, if you remember in last class, we designed this particular app. So a fintech brand. So I basically used the design we came up with in last class to design like a landing page that showcase everything about this app. So you can see this hero section I designed. It looks so beautiful. So before I went to this place to design this part, though I'm still working on the landing page. Suppose I was designing this so that we can use it to learn how to come up with website designs and um, learn how to come up with website design rather. So before I talk about digress, let me talk about wireframe. So most times when a client gives you a particular gig, particular contract, because there are most times some clients, they don't really know what they want. They might tell you they want this, but you might be thinking, oh, you understand what they want, but it's not like really clear. Might not be clear to you as a UI UX person. So what you have to do first before you go to the high fidelity design, basically a design that contains all the colors. As you can see, the low fidelity, this is like the wireframe that does not have any color. It's just like showing the structure we're going to use for our landing page. It's showing the way we're going to place the text. So I did this first before I went into the high fidelity, because I wanted to like, okay, have in mind where I'm going to put, where am I going to put the app markup, where am I going to put different assets, where am I going to put the text, how do I want the buttons to be. So most times when a client gives you a gig, most times it's good you start with a wireframe. There's no need going as far as starting with this, because you might start with the high fidelity. The client will be like, oh, this is not what I had in mind. So most times when a client gives you a gig, you might just start with just a simple wireframe that shows how the navbar is going to look, where the logo is going to be, where the structure, other structures, about section of the product is going to be. So most time when you show the client this partition, the client can be, oh, I like the way this button looks here. Sometimes the client maybe I don't like two buttons. I just want here to just have only one button because we want them to be able to watch our video first thing, so they come to our website. So most times if you are given a gig, it's good you start with the low fidelity, because you can use this and have a meeting with the client to explain the vision you have in mind about their product, to avoid them back and forth. But in a scenario where where what is it called, the client comes, because most times some clients actually knows what they want, so they might just give you like a sample website, or want our website to look like this, or want you to create the colors, the way they design their hero section. We just want you to maintain the same thing for our brand. So most times you just use that as inspiration to create out, to flesh out your UI UX design, either for mobile app, websites, SaaS, all those kind of things. There are some scenarios where clients already have something in mind. It'll be like, oh, go and download this particular app. We want our app to have this particular feel. So it's not, most times you might feel is for you to go and copy verbatim of that particular website that they give to you as an inspiration. So you just have to like pick one or two things there. You might use a different font. You might use a different arrangement, because a client might meet you, will have this particular platform in mind, want you to look at. That's the kind of thing we're picturing for our application to look like. So we as junior designers just make mistake of going to copy that design verbatim. Sometimes the clients don't necessarily mean that. It's just for you to pick out one, or just like what I said in our last class, we get inspiration for example, you create your mood board, or you just pick out one or two things from different places. You look at what the client gave to you, You go to Dribble, go to other places to get inspiration and join your idea together to bring up something very unique. So I don't know if what I explained actually answered your question.
Yes, my did. Thank you.
Elizabeth. Okay. Okay. So another place to get, though there are different places where you can get landing page and website inspiration. We have talked about one, which is Landfolio. Why I'm talking about Landfolio is because I use Landfolio a lot. Landfolio has different places where you can see website inspiration. If you're designing a business website, designing marketing website, design to software website, technology, freelance, artificial intelligence. So depending on the niche, whether a fintech application you want to design landing page for it or a website for it, you can come here and get inspiration. You just come to this place, click, let's say, for example, let's say the one they have for fintech. Okay, so this is the one they have for fintech. So you can come here, open any of them. Let's say, for example, want to look at this particular one. So, for example, this is the one that you want to look at. You just click on it.
You are not seeing your
When you
screen, no.
click
You are
on
not
it,
showing it.
click on. Okay, let me stop sharing and share again. Can you see my screen now? Can you see the screen? Can you see my screen now?
Not yet, not yet.
No.
Is there everybody that cannot see my screen?
It's loading up, man. It's loading up.
We can.
Oh,
I can't see
It's
you.
just saying Gloria has started sharing screen. It hasn't popped up yet.
boy, my screen before.
Yes, we
Yeah, you
could
see
see it
my screen
before.
before now. Okay, maybe it's
Yes,
my
yes, yes. We
network.
could see
Let me
before, but it has stopped. It's still showing. Yeah, it's probably your network.
okay,
It's
let
just
me
hanging, more
refresh.
or less.
So sorry, guys. I'm trying to share my screen. I think I want to reach out to the host to enable sharing of screen. So let me just do that, please. So sorry for the delay. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so sorry,
Yes,
guys, for
yes.
delay. Please
Oh, you man, Bob Mark,
cover.
you sure, okay?
Okay. So, uh, so I was talking about land folio, though I'll be going over everything from the top about the difference between homepage and landing page. I felt when I was explaining it from the beginning, I was talking a little bit fast, so I will just go over that in a bit. So let's just start with the inspiration, how to get landing and website inspiration. So I so whenever I want to get inspiration for landing pages, websites, I love coming to Landfolio because most of the inspiration you'll be seeing on Dribble, most of them are not like real life projects. So one major thing is that when you are getting inspiration, you need to look at how other people that are already their businesses are already in the market, people are using their applications, how they design their website. So that's why I don't really like going to Dribble. If you go to Dribble, some of the inspiration you find there looks kind of will I use the word artificial? It does not look as if people are actually using that application. So sometimes some of them are too I don't know whether I use the word too beautiful. Like it does not like look realistic. That's the right word. So most times when you're looking at getting inspiration, either if you want to design your app, look at for apps or websites, look at applications or products that are already used by people. How did they structure their design? Because for that company to use that particular structure to come up to design their either website, mobile app, or dashboard. That means people are already used to that way of using websites or just like what I mentioned in our first class, that most times when you are trying to come up with a design, you don't need to start inventing new design structure. You just need to look at the already existing applications, the ones we already have that are used by people. Look at those things, either for any niche, whether fintech, beauty websites, crypto website. Just look at already existing the website that people are already using, look at how they structure their website and just follow that pattern. Right now that we're still starting out, you can learn by mimicking most of all these patterns you're seeing. Learn how to redesign a particular website that you're seeing. For example, you come here, you like a particular website design, learn how to like recreate it verbatim. So with time, your hand will become more stronger. So let's say, for example, you come to Landfolio.com and for example you have a gig that focus on fintech. So let's come here to see how fintech sites or landing page looks like. So you click on the particular niche fintech, though they have different niches here. um Different, they even have those for fashion, real estate. If you are designing real estate, so social medias, email, health, you can just come here to get inspiration. So, for example, we click that of fintech. So let's review one. I think that was a particular one I clicked. That's it. So you click on it, then click on view website. You can also, okay, if the website has other pages, it's being linked together. So you can click here to also view the pricing page of this particular that we're trying to look at. I
No,
think you
we're
can
not seeing what
also
you're
view.
doing.
my, so sorry. It's my network that is messing me up. Can you see my screen now?
It has
Can you see
gone
my
back to
screen
the
now?
Gloria has started sharing screen, but it's blank.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is the particular one, the particular that we want to view from Landfolio. So click on visit website, and it's going to lead us to the this particular website. So most times when you open a particular website like this, so if you want to get inspiration from this, you look at how they structure their web pages. So most times your and the way you structure your website depends on the purpose. This website is still loading. Depends on the purpose of the website, because anything you're designing, if there's a reason why you are coming on that design. So maybe the company wants you to come up with a website for them where they can talk about their company, different offers, different features they have, different products they have, all those kind of things. So you're just going to come here, look at the structure. If you're not okay with this, you can go to another one. So see in fintech. So let's click this and see how this is being designed. So click on visit website. So for Landfolio, you can also like copy the design and also bring it into your Figma, file. And this website is I don't like the way this website looks. Let's view another one. Let's go to let's check this out. So let me take for example, I like the structure of this particular website and I want to have a screenshot of it so that I can bring it into my Figma file. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this Chrome plugin called uh, Go Full Page. So I will drop the name in the chat section. So this is the name Go Full Page. Go Full Page is a Chrome extension that helps you to like have a screenshot of a particular website you want to get inspiration for. You can download it either as PDF or as PNG. PNG is image. For example, this is the website I want to get inspiration for. Let me type the name in the chat section so that you can install it on your browser. So let me the name of the Chrome extension that you can use to screenshot websites. Extension.
Sorry, please,
Short
am I the only one who
website.
can see your screen or not? I don't know if it's me.
I'm actually I'm coming. So see my screen now.
Very slow. You can see your screen, but it's like far behind. It's very slow.
Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, let me just so the name of the Chrome extension I used to screenshot this particular website is Go Full Page. So once you can go to your browser and type for go full page Chrome extension depending on your browser. So me, I'm using Chrome. Other browsers, you can type your browser name if your browser is if you're using Microsoft Edge, any browser you're using. So you can just type go full page extension. So I just click on that. So once you click on this, so it will give you access for you to install it on your browser. So once that is being installed, you are going to be seeing it here. Is the icon is like a camera. So this is it here. My internet is kind of slow. So this is it here. So once you want to install, I think here it tell you add to Google and you click on the button, then it will install it on your browser. So this particular Chrome extension is used to like for you to have a screenshot of a particular website. So right now I've downloaded the PNG, so I'll just bring it into Figma. So let me bring it into Figma. I'll just click on it, drag. I don't know if you understood what I did. So when I downloaded it, it will be showing here. So I just drag it into my Figma canvas and that's it. So another way to also bring it in, you can go to, I think Figma has a place where you can bring in files from your system. So you can go to this place image. It will lead you to the download you have. So you can click on this. I think this is the particular one we downloaded, and it will bring it into your design file. So once you click on that, it will show you place all or discard all. So you just click on, and now you have image. Please, if you don't understand what I did, you can meet your mic and ask questions so that I can go through it again. So that is basically to
Sorry, ma.
screenshot a participation. I said you want to get it into Sigma file. Yeah.
Sorry. I think your screen was not was very slow, so I couldn't get what you did.
Okay. Go over. Can you see my screen now? Guys, can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Can
I,
anyone
I
hear
I
me?
could see it before, but now
I
it's
can see
gone
your
off.
screen.
Please, can you guys see my screen now? Yeah.
Yes, I can see now.
Okay. So what I did was when I came to Landfolio to click on this particular website, I'll click on view website. Then for me to get the screenshot of this particular page, if for example I want to get inspiration from this website, so I'm going to use a Chrome extension called Go Full Page. So, Go Full Page, you can go to your browser Figma where you can below it you'll see place image slash video. So once you click on it, it's going to give you access for you to see your downloaded files or where you can get your files. So you click on the particular one you want to bring in, and you click on place all, and the image is being selected and brought into Figma. So as you can see, this is the PNG version. Though my why it's showing this way is because I think my internet is having a little bit of issue. So as you can see, this is the website in PNG format that we just screenshotted and brought into Figma. So another place where you can get website inspiration, landing page inspiration, or different pages in your website is lapa.ninja. So let me open lapa.ninja. So we're going to go lapa.ninja. Let me spell that well. This is lapa.ninja. It contains different website inspiration depending on what you want to design for, either for SaaS, beauty, so finance, NFT. So you can come here and get inspiration. Let me place it in the chat section. So That's it, lapa.ninja. Though you can still get inspiration from your Behance. So let's go to Behance and get website inspiration. We'll also open Dribble. So let's see the inspiration Dribble and Behance is going to show us. Let's start with Dribble. Websites UI. Let's see website design. Click enter. So these are the designs here. Though most of, just like what I said, most of the design here, there's some designs you're going to see, not all. There's some designs you're going to see here on Dribble. Some of them don't really look realistic. Let me say something is okay. Let me open another one. There's some design that when you look at it, it does not look like a real life project. Let me check for okay. Look for what I'm talking about. So though there are still some website inspiration here, so there are some designs you're going to see on Dribble. It looks unrealistic. So I'm trying to look for that particular one. So I think something like this does not really look realistic as if it's a real life project. So you just look for the ones that you like depending on the project you're designing for, depending on the project goal. Then you can copy it and bring it into your file. Then same with Behance, you can go for and design search for website design. Search for website design. You can also see some inspirations here. So most times when you are designing, coming up with a design, you have to make sure your design is functional. So it's every section of your website is purposeful. That's why most times when I want to get inspiration for any project I'm working on, I don't just rely on Behance and Dribble, because there are sometimes you come to Behance and Dribble, there are some projects you are going to see the project is unrealistic. It does not really like look, it does not look functional. So that's why most times it's good for you to like go to a place where you can see some inspiration, where you can see inspiration that is inspiration for website or any data product that is actually used by real humans. So that's basically it about getting website inspiration. So another thing we're going to look at, so basically landing page structure. The most of these structures here can also be found in your homepage, your website design. So it's just like a little difference in structure between a landing page and a home page. So just like what I said, before you start any design, the you need to like have a goal. For example, you want to design a beauty website. The beauty website, they want to showcase different things. They want the user to also watch videos of how the place look, because most times before a user wants to, let's say for example is a restaurant website, sometimes you need to showcase different gallery sections or a video of the kind of look and feel, like the whole ambience of the place, how it's going to look. So most times that is being best captured in a video, so that users can like know how the whole play when they come physically, how it looks, the features, benefits of them using that particular brand. So most of all those things is going to be listed in your website. Just like what I said, every post you are doing has a goal. Maybe the company wants you to design a landing page for them to get customers to use their particular product, or for customers to sign up for their particular service. So that can be like a goal of a landing. It also has a future section. I'm talking about like the structure of a website or a landing page. So most times the website also has a feature section that lists different features, like different features that they offer. Let me say the beauty brand offers, let me say spa, fashion, different features, different things that they offer. So they're going to list them out. So there is a pricing section that showcases the different pricing, where users can like sign up. User can sign up. Let me say most times the pricing has to be three. You might have the one that is very affordable. You might have the one that is yearly, monthly. So you can just break it down so that the user can see the one that benefits them and for them to also sign up. So most times in your landing page or in your website design, you also have a testimonial section. So most times when you are designing a testimonial session for a client, you don't because sometimes some people, their business are actually starting out, so though they might not really have testimonial from a real life person, so it's up to you now, US person, for you to like look at all most of their competitors and see what people are saying about their competitors, then refactor the testimonial section. Let me say, for example, you want to create a testimonial section for a beauty brand and you are just starting out, but you just want to create this your landing page in a way that people are going to like trust your brand. You go to your competitors, check out their website, check out what people are saying about them, check out their testimonial section, copy one or two things from there, refactor it and put it in your own website. Because the main goal of designing this landing page is to make the people that are going to sign up, people that are going to come to your website, for them to trust you. Because most times you need to um, structure your website in a way that the user is going to trust you. So most times people are very moved by testimonials when they see, oh, people are already using this brand. This is what people say. These are companies that are using it. They will make you to they will start trusting your brand. So that's one purpose of a testimonial section. So integration. So most times your app can function. This integration is mostly found in SaaS landing page. Let me say, for example, your the application you're designing for, it can work with WhatsApp. It can work with Slack. So you're just going to define different application that works very well, or different apps that works very well with this particular product you're trying to like advertise, you're trying to create a landing page for. Please, are you guys understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, ma. Yeah.
Okay. So another thing a website is going to contain is a blog section. So most times they need blogs to like showcase different success story. Let me say, for example, somebody used your product to solve, somebody had a particular skin disease and the person came to your spa. The person uses and social product recommended by this particular beauty slash fashion brand, and it works. You can write about that on your blog, because most times people are really drawn by all these kind of stories, all these kind of success stories. So most of all these stories can like, you can help you to like put your brand out there, to let them know that, oh, this brand is actually working, it helps us and social person to do this, so that means it can work for me. So all those, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So another thing that can be added to your landing page or website is CTA, which means call to action. CTA can actually be like a video that showcase so and so things. It can be like a text or an image. We'll be looking at how to draft that so that you understand fully what I mean. So why I'm basically listing all these things out is because you might know what a landing page is, you might know how a landing page or a website look like, but you might not know the structure. That's one of the challenges young designers face. You might not know the things that should go into your website. So that's why we're looking at most of all these things in details. Um, Most times you might know, oh, I know how a landing page looks like, but you might not know that, oh, a landing page is compulsory for a landing page to have a testimonial, because the people you are going to, that is going to come to your landing page, they want to see like other people that have used your product. You don't know that your landing page should actually have like a tagline. Like when they come to your hero section, let's go to this particular one I designed. So let's say, for example, somebody comes to this our website for the first time. You should create a particular heading that can grab their attention. Let me say, for example, this particular headline. This is what I'm calling headline. Pay for payment to foreign country made easy. So this particular headline should like give the user, because this is the first thing the user is going to see when they come to your website. So this particular heading should give the user like a brief explanation of what your brand is all about, the problem that your brand is solving for them. Because every application you design as a UI UX designer is actually solving a problem. You're not just designing for fun. You're designing to solve problem, either in the fintech niche, in the beauty niche, in whether it's a mobile app, SaaS product. You're actually designing to solve a problem. So the major things that attract user to use your brand is when you explain to them what is in for them, because you people are not like after you, they are after what can benefit them. So one thing, if you want people to care about your brand, or um though I'm going into digressing into branding, but it kind of leads to designing a landing page. When designing a landing page, people are looking at how with this particular brand I'm looking at, how do their services benefit me as a person. So that's one of the things you should have in mind. If you have this thing in mind when coming up with a landing page, you have like a clearer view of what is going to go into your landing page. You will not just start having some kind of guesswork. Everything I did here, as you can see, please, is everybody following? Can you hear me? I just want to be sure I'm not talking to myself.
I can.
Okay. So just like
I
what
hear
I
you.
designed here. Okay, thank you so much. Just like this particular hero section, this is called the hero section. Um the first section of the website people see when they first come to your website. There's a place they are going to see first, which is this particular first section we're looking at. It's called the hero section because that's what they look like. So your hero section should be designed in a way that it will make the user to trust your brand and make them to actually want to know more, because most times when a user comes to your website for the first time, if this hero section is not enticing, they might not want to scroll down to see other section of the website. So most times when people are on a particular platform, users don't really have the patience to start reviewing any app that does not solve their problem. If they come to your application, if they come to your platform and your platform does not solve their problem, they are leaving immediately. That's how users behave online. So people are always looking for digital products or brands that solve the problem they have, because everybody have problems either in the fintech niche, in the fashion niche. There are so many problems that has to be solved. So when people come to your website or your landing page, they are trying to see how does this brand solve this problem I'm facing. So once they see your headlines is giving them like a view of like giving them like a little explanation of what your brand is into. They can watch the videos. This watch video, it can lead them to your YouTube channel, because most times when people see your presence in other platform, they tend to like trust your brand. You can also tell them to try demo. This try demo works very well if your landing page is for a SaaS product. Just like what I was talking about earlier, SaaS products are like systems that example of a SaaS product is like an invoice system, an education system that helps a school to manage their schools and university. Let me say there are systems that
Software as
help.
a tool.
Yeah, exactly. So I was trying to break it down so that everybody's going to understand. So let me say, for example, a school want to manage their teachers, want to manage their students. For example, they want if a teacher is assigned a particular class, they want to know how the teacher is managing all those classes. Is not a website that is going to solve that problem. What you need to design for them is a SaaS dashboard. You need to learn how to design. That's the next one we're going to go into in the next class. So, so that's just basically. So this try demo feature that I added here is, for example, if we're trying to design a landing page to advertise a SaaS product, for example, an edu platform that helps universities and schools to run their affairs. For example, users might want to have like a snippet or like a feel of how that particular software how it looks, how it can solve their problem. So you can lead them to like a live section of the application where they can interact with it and actually like have a view of how the application can help their school. So because I just put this there. But if, for example, the purpose of this landing page, if, for example, the purpose of this landing page is to make people to download this app and know more features about this app, we can put download from Play Store or Apple Store button here so that the user can download it. So basically, what I'm just trying to explain is that there is a goal for every particular application you'll be designing as a UI UX person. So everything has a goal. So everything you're doing as a UI UX person is it must be purposeful. Your design has to be functional. Functional in the sense that your design must solve a problem. You are not just like let me go back to this design I came up with. You are not just cute, just like most of all these things you are seeing here, all these elements that you saw that I like you are seeing here rather most of these things is like make the purpose I put this here is to like make the users that are coming to this particular website know the particular transactions that this particular fintech brand handle every month, because most of all this little design decision can make the user to trust the brand. So you can just give them a feel of like transaction being completed, like a person showing a surprising face, showing that a transaction is being completed, active now, like trying to know that they have like a section where they can contact to reach maybe their customer care. This kind of thing is like showing like our progress of how progress of all the things we have been handling as a company, how it progressed every month. That's why you see the graph going upward. So most of these little assets is like purposeful, trying to like give the user like um a visual understanding. Is also trying to like make the whole design looking beautiful, but the overall purpose of all these things is like to make the user understand the benefits of the brand and the purpose of like what they are basically going to get when they use this brand, so that they can actually trust it. Like when the user come here and they see, oh, transaction, this so amount of transaction completed every month, this completed progress bar up, they will know that, oh, we're very active, we're serious about our business. So that's just basically it. In all, you're trying to like design a landing page or a website that users can, when they visit, they can actually trust the brand that owns that particular website. So most times in your landing page on your website, you can go as far as showing logos of companies that has or used that particular brand. So you can have your get started buttons, your sign up buttons, your login buttons, and I talk about the hero section that tells the user how the product is different from others. Because most times in your hero section, you have to like give a catching phrase here that makes the user know the why your brand is unique, what separates your brand. And there might be every other fintech app, but what makes your own fintech app very unique? That can be like an something you can have in mind to create most of your written content, because most of all these little details we're pointing at, it actually makes your design to be very purposeful and to also stand out. So we also have the footer So you can even go as far as listing more features. Let me go back to this um though this place is a high fidelity, this is like the hero section. So for this particular wireframe you're looking at, so the main purpose of me designing this, I wanted to go as far as explaining features of the fintech app that is going to benefit the user. So you can go as far as explaining everything, maybe transaction management, easy changing of currencies. You can just go as far as just listing, explaining each feature, but you have to arrange it in a way that is very attractive, not scattered. Let me on my grid. So as you can see, everything I made use of the red square method here. So everything is very um purposeful. The structure. So this particular section explains a particular feature. This one also explains a particular feature. So most time you can have sections like this that explain the particular features of the fintech app. You can also have like an image here. The image here can be like a mock-up of the app. So we'll learn how to create this mock-up. So it can be a mock-up of the app or dashboards. So yeah, so that is it for future. This you can also use the same structure this way to also explain more about the app. So I think about section can just be something like this. So there are different ways you can like structure your app. That's why I made mention of Landfolio, Lapa Ninja. You can go there to get different inspiration of how really life website that is being used by people, how they structure their website. You can use that to get inspiration. So we're going to be going into the practical section now, where we're going to want to start creating our a simple landing page. So we'll be recreating this. So though I made use of the same design system that we created in our last class, the same design system, the same spacing. So basically we'll create this from scratch so that we'll learn how to create that. Please, so far, do anybody have any question? So far, if you have any question, you can ask me, because we're about to go into details to know how to create your landing page design. So right now we're on Figma. So we're basically using the same design system. Please, if you have any question, you can unmute your mic and ask. I want to be sure everybody is following. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a frame. So because we're designing a website, we're going to use a desktop frame. So, most times you can decide to use Mac Air depending on the screen size you want. Though most of all the screen size can be defined by your developer can define all this screen size. So you just to pick one. So code can be used to adjust your website so that it can suit any particular platform. So for now, we're focusing on designing the website. So we're going to make use of desktop, which is 1440 by 1024. So this is our desktop frame. So we'll just rename this landing page. So before you start placing things on your frame, you have to define the grid. You have to define the grid because the grid is going to help you to know how to start placing things and know how to arrange the structure of your website. So for this particular grid, we're making use of 12 column grid. The width is going to be 64, gutter of 32. So to create your grid, just like what we did in our previous class, you click on your frame, click on the plus button to create your grid, click on column, make this 12 column because 12 column is mostly used for what is it called, desktop. even dashboard design. 12 column is also used. So I'm going to make this center because I want to give this a width. Because let me start from the beginning so that you're not be confused. So I click on this plus, click on column, give this 12. As you can see, there is no avenue for me to add a width here. So I will click on center for the grid to be in the center. Then I'll give this a width of 64 and a gutter of 32. So that's the grid we're going to be using. So right now we're going to be making use of our red square method to define our spacing. So now we want to create our nav bar. We want to create our nav bar. As you can see, for this particular design we're creating, it has a logo, it has links to other sections of the website. It also has a sign up, it also has a get started. So this is like for a website field. Let me say, for example, I want to create like a very simple um, landing page. So I will just go ahead and creating this logo without creating. Most times, some landing page does not like have links to other pages. So I will just make this like a logo and the sign up and get started button. So for us to define our spacing to enable us place our logo, let's bring our logo here and bring the logo closer. So I'm going to be making use of 28. So I'm making use of 28. Let me increase this space a bit. I think this 48 is kind of small. So let me use 56. How I got 56 was 48 plus 8 gave us 56. So why I'm using this is so that I can be able to know where to place my logo. So this logo is so big, I'm going to make use of my scale tool. Just like we talked about scale tool in our last class. So I'll use my scale tool to scale down the logo because I don't want the logo to be too big. I'm feeling this 46 I use is too big because most times when you are coming up with design, you can come up with something and you might not be okay with it. So you just have to cross check everything you do, then you adjust it again. So I'll place my logo at the tip. Please, is everybody following what I'm doing?
Following.
Everybody understand?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So the next thing I want to do, we're going to make use of the same font style, the Lato. I think that was the font we defined. So why I'm designing the nav bar with links to other websites is so that you can know the overall like to know how to design a website that links to other pages so that you can know how to structure your nav bar. So that's why I'm doing this. So for this nav bar, I'm going to give this my Lato font and give this size 14 rather. The 12 was too small. So we're going to go with our black color that was stated blackish green. So is our about us section. And say for example we have futures page. The website also wants it to link to pricing, where the user can see different pricing. I'm making use of Alt to duplicate. You can also have a testimonial page. You can also have a blog. You can also have a blog. So I'm going to align this with my alignment tool. So basically hold down my shift and select all of them and align them. Then I'm going to make use of auto layout to spacing them. So I'll give the spacing, let me give a spacing of 40. And I'll place this at the center. So I have to make sure all these are well aligned with the logo. So I'll click on this, then hold down my shift and click on this to make sure this is centralized. Let me remove this so that you see what I'm doing. Because initially this was up a bit, so I click on the logo, hold down my shift to make sure this text is in the center of the logo. Then I use my alignment tool, this align vertical center, to align them to the center. So the next thing I'm going to do, I want to create my get started button. So I'm going to use a square. I'll click on a square. So I'll give this a height of 56, height of 56, give this a corner radius of 8. Then we want to make the button green so that it's going to look clickable. So I'll click on this and use my color picker to pick this color. And I'll duplicate this to get my text. Why I duplicated this is because most times when designing, there is no need for you to start going here again to create a fresh text. Since you already have a text here, you can just duplicate from the one you already have and use it to create other text. Like right now, I want to create my button text. I did not go to this place to just click. I just went here to drag. So duplicate the text rather to create my get started button. So when get started, I can reduce this a bit so that to just take 2 columns. Place this at the center, bring this to front, give this white or a lighter shade of green, make this to be a little bit bold. I'll group this, centralize it. So most times when you design a button like this, because sometimes you might come up with a particular design and your developer might be asking you what's the spacing, the padding you use for this particular button, left and center, top and bottom. So most time for you to be sure, because just like what I said, most times when designing, you have to make sure your spacing, your font, anything you're doing is either divisible by 4 or 8. So right now, I want to checkmate to know the padding that is on the left and the right. So we're going to, let me ungroup this. We're going to click on this text and this and put it in a frame. So then click on the center, then hold down your Alt. So right now, you can see that as I'm holding down my Alt, I'm seeing the spacing at the top. the spacing at the down, the spacing right and left. So right now the spacing right and left is 44, which is divisible by 4, which that is okay. So now the one down is 19 and the one up is 20. So I want to make sure the both up and down is 20. So let me see if increasing it a bit can help. Let me make the height 57 and bring this to the center, then hold down my alt. So as you can see, top and the spacing top facing down is 20, right and left is 44. So that is that for my button. So I'm going to make sure this is centralized. Then I'll click on this. I'm holding down my shift. I want to make sure this element is well aligned. So I'll click on this, hold down my shift, click this and this, then use my element tool to align it. Then I can decide to group them. So most times when you come up with design like this, you might be saying, oh, my work is very beautiful. But I advise anytime you are designing, it's good for you to preview your work, because most times when you preview your work, either through your mobile phone or through the desktop, to preview your work on Figma, you can click on this play button. So you know how the things you design is going to look when it's being coded. Because most times a design might look very beautiful right now that is inside this Figma canvas, but by the time it is being coded, it will look somehow ugly. So this is the preview we have. So I'm filling this text here. I use here is too small, so I'm going to increase it. So let me increase this to 16. Increase this to 16. I feel I should make this a little bit whiter. Let me make this a little bit white. Like it should not be too white, it should not be too light green. So yeah, so that's it. So I'm having a feeling that these navigations here are too small from my preview, so just increase them a bit. So I'll click on all of them, holding down my shift to click on all of them. Let me increase it to 16 and see how the text is going to look when it's 16. Okay, so this is a little bit better. So right now we're going to the next thing we're going to create is this mockup I use here, because most of all this mockup here, they are used when you want to like present your work in your design portfolio. You have to like put your, for example, you design a mobile app, you have to use like a mobile mock-up to like how it's going to look when it's actually being used in a real life phone. So that's one of the things most of all this mock-up feel. It gives you like that view of how your design is going to look. Like if, for example, you want to present your design either in your portfolio, you have to make sure you present either your web design, your mobile design in a mock-up. The mock-up like this has the one for desktop where you can see how your website is going to look when it's being used in a website. So there are different parts of different mockup plugin in Figma. So the one I use here is the Clay 3D mockup. So for you to install that on your browser, you have to right click, then go to I already have it installed, so that's why it's here, Clay Mockup 3D. You can go to manage and type Clay Mockup 3D, and you're going to see it and you're going to install it. So let's put this, our design we did in our last class, let's put this in a mockup. So in this class, we're just going to design the the basics, so that because of time we can go in details and design other structure apart from the heroes section. Because most times designing a website, most times it takes more than 1 week, because you have to consider the structure. For example, a client um, gives you a gig for you to come up with a website design. You might be thinking, oh, a website is simple, you design it in 1 day. It's a lie. Most times it takes time just to only design the homepage. One thing about coming up with um, like website designs is that once you get the structure of the first page, the other website pages is going to be easier to create, because anything you're creating is going to follow the whole design pattern, the design structure you followed in the first page. So most times creating this first page, especially and when designing a website, it also happens in mobile page. Most times designing the first page of your website, most times it takes time, because you have to like consider the branding of the company you're designing for, the kind of assets you should use, how should it be structured, what kind of image should I use. So most times designing this first page is always like challenging, but once you come up with this first design, other design is going to be a little bit faster. So right now we're going to create our first markup. So we're going to right click, go to save plugin. Save plugin, that's where you see all the plugins you have installed. So I'll click on clay mockup 3D. So once I click on it, it's going to load. So right now this is like an empty like phone design. So right now I want to like showcase this my work inside this, or something like this is called a mockup. Inside this mockup, so I'm going to click on the particular screen that I want and say okay, I think that should load inside here. So it's loading. So I can see this design I created is now inside this mockup here, this phone mockup. So I might want it to face this way. Maybe I want to use the sign up. I'll just click on it. I need to change. Then I want to download this. I'll just click save as image, and it's going to save as image. So this is it here. This is the one we created now.
Question, please.
Yeah, I know that question was coming. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the difference between design and prototype? Like this mockup and prototype.
So this design now. So, for example, a prototype now mimics how the real life app behavior is going to work. So, for example, if I want to prototype this my design, just like I want to also give the developer a view of how the user is going. Because most times, just designing this, coming up with designs like this, does not explain. And so for example, your design contains an animation. Sometimes you might be explaining, oh, I want this logo to bounce, or I want this logo to move from up to down, or I want this logo to animate. You start explaining, the developer might not understand what you are doing. So most times you have to like animate your design. So for example, an example of a prototype. For example, I want to prototype this design so that it will mimic how the real develop app is going to look. I'll click on here, then go to prototype here. This is prototype setting on Figma. So once you click on it, it's going to give you access to prototype, because I want the flow I want for this particular fintech app I'm designing is that if the user come to the what is it called, come to the splash screen, they should move straight to the onboarding. So Figma has a prototype section where you can animate your work. So because most times animating your work like this can also give the project owner a view of how the app is going to behave when it's being developed, how it's going to look, how the screens are going to look like, how the whole app is going to structure. So most times you can prototype your work like this and send the link to the client, and the client can view it through their mobile phone. Most times prototype for website, the client can view it also through their, if it's a desktop version of the website, the client can view it through their desktop. Then the mobile version of the work, the client can also view it through their mobile devices, just to make everything clear to the client and even the developer what the function of each and particular page. So, and also the flow too, because another thing is that you might design your work and you might place everything. Let's say, for example, we have this particular fintech app we created in the last class. Let's say, for example, it has 50 screens you designed. So most times, that's why the fact you might name your each flows like the way we named it in the last class. It might not really like give them a feel of, for example, if they are using the phone in their mobile device, if they are using the app rather on their phone. So most times you arranging it like this might not really give full explanation. So you have to go like the extra mile. It's not in all cases. There are some client that does not care about if you prototype your work or not. There are some gigs you might have as a UI UX designer. You don't need to prototype. They are just after the design so that the developer can come up with it. But if your design contains some kind of animations, for example, there are scenarios where, let's say, for example, let's do a little app prototype of this splash screen. So let's say, for example, this logo. Let's reduce this logo a bit. We want the logo to like animate out. So instead of you to start explaining with words with your mouth to the developer, so it's just better you do it on Figma, the kind of vision you have for the logo. So animation, Figma animation and slash prototype is another topic on its own. So yeah, so let's say, for example, want to animate this particular logo. So let me do this. I'll duplicate another one. So let's say this first one, I reduce the opacity. I don't want the logo to be visible. I reduce it to logo. I mean to zero rather. The logo is still there, but you can't see it because I reduce the opacity to zero. So right now, this is the um state when the logo. Just be with me, you understand. Let me reduce this a bit because we want the logo to grow from inside, become visible, then grow out to this. So let's just do a simple prototype. Something like this cannot be explained with math to a developer. You have to do it on your um you have to do it, you have to animate it on your Figma file so the developer will understand. So the first thing I'm going to do, the place we have been designing on all this while is the design part of Figma. Then to prototype your work, you click on this first screen, then you click on this. So let me just explain a little bit about prototype. There are different things you might want to show. For example, in a state where the user has to click a button, you make use of the click. There are some scenarios where a user has to drag their thumb for a particular thing to happen on the website. You make use of drag. Then there's also a situation where the user has to hover. Let me say, for example, there are sometimes you click on a button. Let me go to this our design. So let me say, for example, this particular design I created, let's zoom in. You want to show a state in which if the user click on this particular button, as you can see, this button is an outline button. If the user click on this particular button, you want it to change to green. That's like a hover state. Like when a user hover their mouse on it, you want the state of this button to change. That's what we mean by while hovering. Let me bring this out. So though some there are some people that just that call in your UI UX design a prototype. Some people give names to different things. So most times it can be a little bit um, confusing. So while hovering, that was just what I just explained. While pressing, when a user press So this one is, I think, for keypad. If a user, I don't really know much about that keypad because I don't usually use it, but it has to do if a user click the keyboard keys, then mouse enter. When your mouse enter a particular pace, the particular animation you want, mouse leave. When your mouse leave, mouse down. Like if your mouse click downward, mouse up. Then after delay, and this after delay, you just have to, there's some scenarios where you don't have to click at all. Is everybody following so far what I'm explaining about prototyping in Figma?
Yes, ma.
Okay, I know it's a little bit complex, but I'll try and break everything down so that everybody will understand. So there are some scenarios where you don't have to click, you don't have to hover, you don't have to drag. You just have to allow the animation to happen by itself. So that's where when we're going to make use of after delay, and you're going to set the minute. So in this kind of scenario, where we want to animate this our splash screen, this is something that happens without the user clicking, pressing any particular thing. So that's why we're making use of the after delay. So we'll click on this first. Let me do it from the beginning so that you understand. So this first screen, so you click on it. So anytime you go to this prototype section of Figma, when you click on your frame, you're going to see this circle that has plus inside. It gives you avenue to link the screen to the next screen you want the screen to move to after it loads this first screen. So let me just do it so you understand what I mean. So for this, because we're not going to click, we're not going to hover, we're not going to use our mouse to do anything, this animation will happen by itself. So we're going to make use of after delay. We'll set the minutes to, let me use 200 milliseconds. So let me leave it at instant. And I'll do the same for this. This is just a simple animation. Do the same thing after delay, 200 milliseconds. We'll leave it at instant. Then after, let's just play this to see what we'll have so that I'm not bombarded with different explanation. So let's just see what we'll have. Let me start it from the beginning. So I don't know if you see the animation that happened. It's just like a simple animation of our logo. So I can go as far as making this one, the opacity to be 0. So let me go again and preview to see how that is going to look. So what we're basically doing, we're trying to animate this our logo. Let me make it fit the screen. Let me start from the beginning. So this is our logo. So the logo looks as if it appears. Let me start it from the beginning so that you see it. So the logo appeared. So this is like a little animation I want to happen when the user comes to the splash screen. So though this logo animation, you can decide to rotate your logo, to rotate depending on the kind of feel or the kind of like animation you want to achieve. So after the user comes to this our splash screen, I want them to move to this my onboarding screen. So I'm going to go to prototype and link this page to this one. So this is just going to be there is no need for them to click. It will happen by itself. So I'll just use after delay. I'll just use 100 milliseconds, and that is going to be instant. So let's say, take for example, this is another splash screen. For example, we have two splash screen. So let's change this to the state when the user is on the second onboarding, rather, when the user is on the second onboarding screen. So let me just change this quickly so that you understand what I'm explaining. So let me change the image quickly so that you see the difference when we move to the second what was it called, to the second onboarding screen. So let me just change the image quickly. with free pick. Let me just go as far as changing this text here. I'll just make instant transfer, so make okay. So I'm doing all these things so that you see the difference when the user swipe from here to here. So right now we're still on our prototype. So we want them, if the user come to this particular what was it called? If the user come to this particular onboarding screen, they can, like, let me see if there's okay, they can drag to see this particular screen. So let me click on drag. So you are going to be clicking from this. If you are dragging from is it okay, I think this is coming from the from the right. Okay, this is coming from the left. This is kind of okay. Let's just leave it the arrow coming from this way. So we're going to leave it at move in. This is a little bit complicated if you are not used to this prototype parts. I'm just like giving a basic explanation so that it won't be confusing. So why we're using on drag is because one, the user, if for example the user drag the screen or swipe or something, we want this particular screen to come up. So that's it. So when the user can still swipe back to this first one. So let's just connect this one to it. We'll make it on drag, then still leave it at move in, ease out. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. So the next thing we want, when the user come to this particular onboarding, they will go straight to it. When the user click on, okay, when the user, if the user click on skip, for example, hold on, let me delete this. So for example, once if the user click on skip, it will take them to this create account page. So we'll leave that on click. So leave that on click. So let's just leave this as instant. That to take them to this create account. So let's just preview what we have done so far, so that we'll see what we have. So to preview, you click on the first screen. So to preview, you click on the first screen. Though there's also a way you can add flows. Most times, if you have different section, for example, you want to animate the sign up flow, you want to animate the payment flow, you can just call this. The way I created flow, I went to still on the prototype section. Please, I don't want anybody to confuse this. If you don't understand, unmute your mic and ask questions. So how I added the flow is I went to this, see this place, flow starting point. So click on this so that you can name this. Let me see, onboarding flow. onboarding so that the um, project owner or the developer is going to know that this is the flow that is going to, when the user is onboarding, this is the flow the user is going to pass through. So that's why I name it onboarding flow, because you still see it when you preview. So you can name onboard different flows. If you prototype like this, you can name it different flows. Like these flows, you can move it to start from anywhere. So we want it to start from this beginning part. So that's why it's there. So we'll click on this. Let's preview. So let's start it from the beginning so that you see the animation. So it's moved so fast. So on drag, let me preview this again. Let me reduce the timing of this. Let me make this 1000 milliseconds so that it won't be too fast. So most times, if you come up with something in your design and the preview is not okay, you just have to adjust it. So you just come back, you cross-check your work to be sure everything is on point. So I'll just increase it to 5000 milliseconds. What I'm basically doing is the I'm adjusting the timing it's going to take to animate this. So let me preview again. So let me go back. So let me drag. I don't know why this dragging. Okay, so it's already. So this is a dragging. Oh god, I animated this wrongly. Okay, let me go back and preview. Preview this. Let me cross check again. So when the user drag, okay, this comes in this way. And when they click this, let me see. Okay, so let me preview. So let me fit it to screen. Start from the beginning. Logo comes out, then I drag. It leads me to the next page, and I click. It takes me to the create account. So that's just the how to like prototype your design. This prototyping your design this way can actually give like the developer, because you're not going to be the one that is going to develop your work. It's going to be you are going to give your designs to a developer that is going to code your designs. So most times when you are trying to like explain a particular flow or a particular animation, just like what we did in the logo animation, this animation can not only be logo. Most times you might have cards in your design, in your home page, that you want the thing to swipe left. When the user swipe, they should it should give a particular way. You want it to animate a particular way. So instead of you like going ahead and explaining from, because most times if you explain a particular animation, developers might never even understand what you're saying until you do it on Figma and let them see what you mean. So it will be easier for you to like explain. So that's basically it about prototype. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, very, very well.
Okay. Okay. So that's just it about prototype. So let's go back to our design. So we stopped at the nav bar. Let me see. Let me ungroup. Let me unload this my sections and see what I did here. Sorry, I just wanted to see the font weight I use at the top. I locked all the section because I do not want the design to scatter. Because most times you might be designing and you might mistakenly use your mouse to push a particular element, and it might destroy the structure of your work. Okay, this is medium. Okay, okay, can use medium. Okay, so we please let's reduce the color of our navbar text. Let's just give it 80. I think 80 is fine. Then when the user click on this on the about us page, right on the home page. Okay, let me define that in the design. Let me duplicate this and change this to home page. Let's leave it at home. So if for example the user click on the home, you have to change the color of this text has to change so that the user will know where they are in in this particular page. Because most times if you don't explain like note all these kind of things, your design might be very confusing to the users that are going to be using your design. So remember that one major thing you should know as a UI UX designer is that you are not designing for yourself. You are designing for people that has problem. So you should always have that in your mind, because once you have that in your mind, you because you will not start. I don't know, because most times we UI UX designers, especially when we're starting out, we tend to be very connected. Our design is like our baby. So most times if somebody comes and critique your work, you might feel very angry. So most times some you might design come up with a design for a client, and the client might be, I don't like this particular thing. You need to like remove yourself and know that, oh, I'm designing for this client, and this client is also a user. The client knows what they want. So you have to like remove yourself and like pay attention to the areas that the client is calling your attention, and also fix those places and understand the pain point of the client, understand the reason why the client is telling you to do that, because the client is the person that has the business that you're designing a website for. The client knows what they want. So most times it's good you listen to them and understand from their point of view. So you need to like have a reason from the point of empathy. Don't always say, oh, this design is perfect, this design is perfect. Most time just listen to them. So somebody has a question. Kinika, your hand is raised.
Yes, yes, ma'am. So, yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Please, this prototype thing you just did. Sorry, will you go back to it again, because I'm trying to also do the same with you, but then I'm not connecting the dots well. So maybe I don't know, after the website, maybe you can go back to it again. Sorry, please.
Okay, let me just touch it a
Okay, no,
little
thank
bit.
you.
Yeah. So, what exactly you don't understand? Is it the way I was connecting the prototype wires,
Yes, ma'am.
or
Yes, ma'am.
oh, okay, okay. So the first thing I did was I clicked on this particular frame. I went to prototype. Even without clicking on it, if you just go to prototype, because if you look here, you see design and prototype. So you click on prototype, and let me look for. Let me duplicate this and show you how it will be when it's. Let me just do this like this so I understand better. So let me delete all these things. So let me say, for example, I want if the user comes to splash screen, they should immediately go to the onboarding, because we'll have two onboarding. We'll have let me change this to onboarding screen number one. Let me rename this so that it won't be confusing. Onboarding screen number one. We have onboarding screen number two. We basically have two onboarding. before the user will go to the account screen. So I will just because right now we're designing in the Figma has two sections. The place where you can create your designs and the place where you can prototype your work. So I want to prototype this so that it can help the developer and the project owner, the person that hired me to design this app, to understand how it's going to look when it's being coded and how the script flows is going to go when it's being coded. So just to give the client a preview. So I'll go to the prototype section. So this is the prototype here in your right side. You see design and prototype. Click on prototype. Then when you click on prototype, you click on any screen because you're on prototype mode. You see this thing that looks like wire. I don't know if you can see it. So this thing now is what you can actually use to like connect to the next screen. From this splash screen, where do I want this the after the splash screen, where do I want to take the user? I want to take the user to the onboarding. So I'll link this wire to the onboarding. So I'll link this wire to the onboarding. So when I link into the onboarding, because this is a splash screen, the user does not have to click. Just like what I explained here. On click is, for example, user have to click on a button to lead them to another another screen. Then on drag on your mobile phone, on drag is swipe. Just the way you swipe on your phone left and right in different apps. So here is called on drag, but it's basically since it's for mobile app, on drag functionality works like the way you swipe left and right. So that's basically for on drag how it works. Why hovering is, for example, now let me go to our website. For example, the user who comes to this button, and I want if the user comes to this particular button for the thing turn green like this, from for it not to, like, for example, if the user click on this button, I want the button to change green. That's like the user has not clicked on it, but they just hover on the button. I want it to change green so the user will know that they are hovering on a button and the button is like active or something. So that's the meaning of like why hovering. By the time we start doing other design projects, you understand better most of all these things I've been explaining. So back to the prototype. Let me click this. So for while pressing is like if you press, just like we way we use our thumb to press a button when we're interacting with apps. That's the meaning of while pressing. Yeah, so that's just the meaning of while pressing. Then for key slash gamepad is, for example, you want something to happen when the user press maybe Control A. You want something to happen. So that one is like has to do with the keyboard. The user has to like press something, some keys on the keyboard for so and so thing to happen. If you want a prototype like that, that's when I don't really know much about that. I don't really use that in most of my work. Then we'll have mouse enter when the user use their mouse to enter a particular screen or pages. We have mouse leave when the user leave the page. What do you want to happen? So most of all these things happens like in different scenarios. There are different section of your design, whether for website, dashboard, or mobile app. There you understand all these things better. By the time we get our hand dirty in some examples, you understand most of all these things better. Then we'll have mouse down when the user press their mouse down, mouse up when the user press their mouse up. Basically, there's just a slight mouse and a mouse up. So if, for example, now just like there are some scenarios where you don't have to click, you don't have to drag, you don't have to hover, you don't have to press, you don't have to mouse up anything, but you just want that screen to move by itself, splash screen to onboarding without you clicking anything. Just want to move. That's when we use after delay. Most of all these things you understand better by the time you start, you design, you get your hands dirty in some project and you want to prototype. So that's when you start understanding in tech. When you are
Okay.
learning tech for the first time, some things are not really clear. But it's when you start practicing every day, more days turn into months, months turn into years, just like that, you become very good and you understand better. So I'm just like trying to explain the basics so that you understand how all these things works. So for this one now, this splash screen, we want the user come to this particular splash screen for it to just move. without us pressing anything to this onboarding. So that's why I'm using after delay. So maybe we can use after delay of 1000 millisecond, while like setting the timing of the um, of the animation. So I think it will just move. Maybe we want it to come from the what's it called, to come from the right inside the canvas. Where you see what I mean. I think we can also change this. Okay, yeah. So that's just basically because I want this to move from this to this without me clicking on anything. Then this particular one now, so this onboard, because we have two onboarding. So I want the user to swipe for them to see the second onboarding screen. So that I connected this. Let me just from the beginning so you understand. So I click on this. I click on this. Connect this to this. Change this to on drag because I want the user to swipe for them to go to the next onboarding screen. Most times when you are open you when you are using your when you download an app from Play Store for the first time, most times most of all this onboarding you have to swipe to just like see it, all this kind of thing, or you press skip. So most, and that's how it works in real life apps. So I want it to swipe, and I want it to swipe from the right. So that's why I left it like that. I and like that rather. So this user can also swipe back. So for example, the user wants to swipe back. I'll change this to on drag. Let me be sure this first one is on drag. Yeah. So then when the user gets to this onboarding, I want if they click on this button on click, I want it to navigate them to this particular screen. So I want it to move like this. So I can just do instant instead of all those left, right, blah, blah. I went to this. Formerly, we were at, I think, was this smart animate, but move in. So I clicked here to make it instant so that it just happens once without any wasting of time. So most of all these things is when you do it that you're going to understand. So let me click to preview. So I'll go here, fit to screen. Then let me start from the beginning. So as you can see, when I swipe, it takes me to the next screen. When I swipe back, it brings me back. Then when I go to this one and click on skip, it takes me here. So that's just basically how I did it. Do you understand what I did? The person that asked the question. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. The person that asked the question, does that answer your question? I want to show you understand what I did. Okay, let's move forward. So let's go back to our design. So this is our nav bar. So we'll just rename this element to nav. We just call it nav bar. So I want to draw a square so that I can define like my viewport height. So viewport height basically means the first place the user's eye is when they come to your website is like above the fold. Let me preview this website so that this design rather so that you see what I mean. I don't think we'll be going for a break today because I want us to understand this landing page, and beside the network issue I had delayed some of our time, so we'll just try and cover up before 1 o'clock. So right now this is the design I created for the app we designed in our last. So for example, a user is coming to this website for the first time. The first thing they see is this hero section. So in design, we call this thing viewport height. Like this is like the first thing they see is above. This is the first section. If you have to scroll to see other section, but once the user just comes, this is the first thing they see. So I'm trying to like define this size of what I'm like the size of this place, so that I'm going to be able to put all my element that I want the user to see when they first come to my website. So close this. So that's why I draw this square here, this rectangle. So I gave this 80. I'll remove the fill. Let me remove it totally. Then bring this to front. Don't know if you understood, but please, if you don't understand what I'm doing, please unmute your mic and ask, because most times creating this all this at first can be a little bit challenging. So I'm going to use my ruler.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay,
How did you measure how did you measure the width of the zero section?
okay. The thing is that if we increase it to hold on, let me go back and let me bring back the fill. So let's take for example now, I feel because I'm a little bit experienced, that's why I know that by default. So let's take for example this is our design now. We're trying to measure that viewport height. Let's go as far as, let's reduce this further. Let's reduce it up. Let's say we place it here. So this is how it looks. Let me fit this. So this is how it looks. You can see that right now from my preview now, you can see there is still more space that is left in this down part. So I have to drag this thing down so that it can cover this white space, because all of this section is going to be viewed by the user. So by default, all of these sections, especially when you're in your Figma file, all of this section in your design is 800. The height of it is 800 rather. So once I drag it down, let me drag it down. You can see it laps. So I can still reduce it further a bit because it looks as if it's entering the other section. Let me bring it up. So okay, so this is it now. So there's still little white space. I'll just adjust it. So most times when you're practicing, some things you will just know by trying and error. So when like trying it, when you try it out and you see how it works, you now start defining things in your head. Oh, this thing should be this particular number. This should be this particular number. So that's just basically it. So for this, I just want to make use of, though we can reduce it a bit, because from what we can see here is a little bit longer, and reduce it a bit. So small white space is showing here. So I'll just bring it down. We can see go as far as making it making it 8,000, the height to be 8,000. So I know the next question might be, how was I able to bring up the rulers? So why I'm using this ruler is because though I still have grid, but I just want to know where this viewport height is. I just want, because this thing is not going to have like a full ash color like this. I'm going to give it a very light shade of green, and I'm going to make use of this linear gradient to give it a light shade of green. So So how, let me trash how I was able to create the ruler. So you go this way. I think I got it from. So if you go to your Figma, if you go to this arrow here, then you scroll down to view, you see ruler. Once you click on it, the ruler is going to appear here. Then you can drag the ruler and place it in any section. Like right now, I want to define the next 800 height, because the spacing I use here is also defining that all my sections on this website, they should be in a container. So I just want everything to be in a container that has the same width with this. So I'll just use it and define the next one. So if I'm to use my rectangle, so just draw it out like this, you see that it's T800, it's T8000 rather, exactly 8000. So I'll just shift this a bit. So let's just focus on the section because time is not by our side, so that we can cover at least two sections. If we can recreate this and this next section, then you can go ahead and design a section by yourself. It will be a little bit easier. So I'm going to give this background a linear gradient. So how to add linear gradients to your um, background or to any shape at all? You click on your fill, then go to this place, gradient. Gradient basically means mixing of two colors together to color your background. But most times you have to be careful the kind of two colors you mix, because so that it will not turn to like too much colors, using of too much shouting color or color riot. So for this background, I'm just going to use the lightest shade of green and a light shade of green and a very faint green. So let me go over it again. Click here, click your fill. You see this place. This place is for one color. They are calling it solid. It's called solid. Then we have the gradient. I want to give it a gradient color. So I'll go click here because this is the first color. Click here, click this first green. Then go here, give it a faint green, this one. Then this, once you click on gradients, you see these two colors like this, and you can edit the color here. Please, if you have any question, unmute your mic and ask. So I want to bring this down, and I don't want this color to be too much, so I'll just reduce it. Just reduce it a bit. Remove my grid to see how it will look. Let me remove my grid. So this first one, I'll reduce it. I'll reduce it to 0. This first one, I just want the green to just be there, but it's not like shouting. So I'm just giving it a very faint green. So that's it for my gradients. But most times if you're designing, if you're not okay with your gradients, you can still adjust it. As far as doing this like this, but I just want it to be this way. So the next thing we're going to do now, we're just going to bring in our markup. Please, is everybody free? I know we do not go on break today. It's just go. We have 1 hour to go, so there's no need going for break so that we can cover up. Please, so far, is everybody following?
Following.
Yes, ma'am, I'm following.
Okay, somebody is asking if you can get my contacts to WhatsApp me. Okay, yes. I don't know how I'm going to share my contacts here. Okay, let me just drop my contacts, my WhatsApp number. So, don't know why this message is not working. So
Hello,
I don't know.
hello.
Yeah, who is saying
Where is the
hello?
attendant, please?
I don't know. I don't
Ma,
know
you're
about
sending
attendance.
it as a direct message, not to the group.
Okay,
Direct.
I think the direct message is no. I don't know.
Yeah, I
I did
click
not
that place.
see the
Meet
attendant,
group
please.
chat.
I should do what?
Click meeting group chat so you can send it to everybody. Because you're sending it as a direct message.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much. Elizabeth, are you the one talking?
Yes, ma.
Okay, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. So let's continue. So the next thing we're going to do, let's just do this quickly so that we can design that section. Well, we don't have enough time. So okay. So I've already trashed how to create a mockup like this. I don't know if you know how to create a mockup like this. I showed you how to create this with Clay Mockup 3D. So I created this with that. So I will just basically copy these two mockup because we're trying to like let the user know how let's click here, how the app that they are going to download on Play Store, how it looks like, and some of the important feature that the app contains. So most times it can be presented through image. So what I want to do now, I want to crop this image. As you can see, this image has some this thing here. So I just want to crop it a bit. So to crop your image, what you're going to do, click on the image, go to this place, click on crop image, and to bring out the this thing for you to crop it. So I'll just crop it. I just want everything to be glued. So I'll do the same for this one. I'll click on this and crop. So right now I'm going to group these two. So I'll group them and even go as far as frame. Let me just group it. There's no need framing. So I'll just use my scale tool to scale it. Then I'll bring it into my work. So right now, if this mockup, if this mockup is like this, it's not going to look nice. So I just want to slant it like the way I slanted it here, so that it will have some kind of, will I use the word FPZ? Because most times you have to make your elements to look very visually appealing. So to slant this a bit, I don't want the spacing to be much. I'll bring this to front to make it this way. This is already, I think this is already in a group. Okay, let me just group it. So another thing I want to do, I want to max this down part. I don't want this down part of this app to show only the top. So let's try using our max tool on Figma. So the first thing to do, I'm
Ma,
clicking a red. Hello?
ma, the video is like far behind. The thing is still showing the cropping parts.
Okay, okay. Let me refresh and join back again.
Okay, ma.
So guys, can you see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay. So before we move forward, so I just want to um, reiterate on what I said about the difference between a homepage and a landing page at the beginning of the class. So basically, a homepage is the first page of a website. So the homepage basically explains, for example, you own a company that does different things, that does carpentry, that does electricity services, fixing of electrical part, or you also have another part in that your company that deals on cars. So, for example, your homepage, which is the first page of your website, talks about how your company, what your company deals on, different parts, different benefits of using your company, how your company is trusted, just to talk everything about your company. So let's say, for example, you want to talk about only your car services, which is like the services you offer to your customers or to people that want to use your um, services. Let's say, for example, you want to educate them about your fixing of cars, the kind of offers you have. You can, and that you can also do a monthly car checkup, car, and everything that has to do with cars. So for that, because you're trying to advertise a particular services which your company offers, which is that car services, you need a landing page for that. So basically, the home page has a different purpose. The landing page, purpose of the landing page is actually to advertise either a services, a product, or a services product can be a digital product or any services you offer. So basically, that's just the key difference. So a home page is the first page you're going to find when you have a website. Website basically houses different links to different pages. In a website, we'll have the home page, we'll have the about us page, we can also have the future page, we can have the pricing page, we can have a page that talks about testimonies of different clients only. So this kind of website now, the website I'm talking about has different links to different what was it called, to different pages where people can know about our company. But for a landing page just have only one purpose. It talks about the particular product you're advertising. It can be a digital product, it can be a services you offer, it can be maybe say your skill set. For example, by the time you become very good in UI UX, you might want to advertise yourself as a UI UX person. You might want to create a landing page where you can showcase your work, where you can show the different pricing you have for designing of mobile app, designing of what's it called? The designing of dashboard, designing all those kind of things. So there are some landing pages that does not have like um links to other individual pages. So there are some landing pages like this particular image is a landing page. It does not have links to other websites and to other pages rather. It just have the logo and a button where they can see the blog and can join their waiting list. Because most times some people they want if for example somebody comes to a particular landing page, they want to get the customer's email so that they can actually send promotional details about any promotional activities happening in the platform to the user via email. So the purpose of the basically just to make it simplified, landing pages is used to advertise a product, while website is used to like talk about anything generally about your company. If your company has a product that you want to advertise, you need a simple landing page that goes straight to the point and talk about the benefit of the product, how the product helps to solve the problem of the user. So that's just basically it. I just wanted to trash that so that there won't be any confusion. So back to our design. So right now, this is our mock-up. So this so this our mock-up. We want to max this down part. We don't want the down part to show. So I'm going to use my rectangle. I'm going to draw on top. Then I'll click this. Let me bring this image to front. So I'll bring this and max. Okay, let me bring it backward rather. So let me bring the image under the mockup, the mockup. So for you to max, because I want the purpose of this maxing, I want to max this down part. I don't want this down part to show. Though it's up to you how you want to design your asset, but for this particular asset, I don't want this um down part to show. So I'll just click like this. I'll click here, then click on max. This is the max this is the max this in Figma. This is the icon for max here. So when you click on this, you can see use as max and you max it. I don't know why this not okay. Let me bring this downward and let me check whether this will work. If I'm making a little mistake, do it again. Sorry, I think I'm making a mistake. Let me go back to this one I did before and see how I did it. So most times, this thing that just happened to me, it happens to everybody. Most time you might design something, you might have like a little issue on how you were able to come up with it. So you just go back, review, and come back. It's normal. So let me just do that quickly. Come to this group. Okay, I think I put this to in a frame. Okay, let me go back and do that. Let me put this to in a frame instead of in a group. So let me see if this will work. This is messing me up. Okay, let me just do this. So let's just leave the marks. I think I will treat it in our next class. That will be the first thing I will do. I mean, not waste much time figuring out how to do that. So please, I'll trash marks in our next class, please. So let me just place this here. I'll reduce the size of this. Let me change the structure of this landing page. So let me on my grid and put it here. To make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least this mockup is taking at least 6 of the columns, rows. So this particular section, I'm going to use it to place my text. So I'll just go ahead and write my caching phrase that will make the user know the um, benefit of using this particular brand. So I'll just write payments made easy. Payments, okay. Easy. So, for example, this is my phrase. So I'll just increase my mark and my frame. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll make this take 5. This is what is it called? My text rather. So I'll just this is 50. So let me make it 60. Okay, 60 is big. Let me just leave it at 50. Then make this to be bold. Then I'm also going to write a short descriptive text. So I'll just duplicate this quickly. Make this regular. Okay, it's already regular. So I'll increase the case 16. So I'll make this, let me see, 18. Is going to write payments are very difficult to make invoice involves transferring funds. Just okay, funds. So another country. But we make it easy. So I want to reduce the color of this because I don't want it to be fun. Most times in design, when your first what's it called? For example, we have if a text like this that is at the top that is bold, the next text that should come under should not be as bold as the way this is, because most time it can be kind of confusing. It does not look visually appealing. So I just want to make this a little bit. Let me leave this at regular, then reduce this a bit, then increase the line spacing, and reduce it to sorry, reduce it a bit. Make this line. So before I forget, I need to define the spacing between this nav bar. Please, is everybody following? Somebody dropped a message.
Yeah, I'm following.
Please have just send the attendance. I don't let me ask the admin about the attendance. Okay, David, you have a question. David.
Thank you very much for the classes. I want to ask a question pertaining to that
I
prototype.
can't hear you.
What do you say?
I can't hear what you're saying. Your background is noisy. Can you hear me, David?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I said thank you very much for the session. I want to ask a
Okay.
question concerning that aspect of prototyping. I've seen some videos where they do something like a video course that shows all the prototyping that our capstone project that they gave us. We are supposed to submit something like that. How do they do that?
Wait, like the project you are giving, you are supposed to do a prototype. I'm trying to get what you're saying.
Yes, our capstone project, we are supposed to do the prototype. Now, that prototyping, the capstone project that they showed us, it has something like a video showing the prototype, showing how the
Yes,
navigation of
that's
the.
a GIF.
How can we do that video?
I think I will trash that in our next class. Is you can record I think there are some application online that converts video to GIF. So I think you can just transfer video. Let me see, video to GIF. What you're actually saying is a GIF, or it can also be a video. GIF are like minified. The best way to explain is like minified video that you can use for your design. So another way is that let me go back to that prototype. There are some Chrome extension that can give you avenue to like to screen record your prototype. Let me just do something so that you understand what I mean. So let me say, for example, I preview this. I think I have a Chrome extension like that. I'm looking for this Chrome extension. So there is this particular Chrome extension that allows you to record your screen, like screen record your work. Then that particular work, you can download it as video, like the prototype we did. Though, but you can also screen record your you can also screen record. CapCut can allow you to screen record. So basically, those videos you are seeing that the person is swiping and all those kind of things is actually the person like either use screen recording, or most times you can preview your designs on your mobile phone, especially if it's a mobile app or a mobile website. You can preview this work on your mobile phone. If, for example, I send you this link now, let me see if I can copy this link. So let me say, for example, I send you this link. Though most of all these features, so okay, so most of all these like for you to actually preview your design on your phone, most times it works for iPhones. There are some mobile there are some Android that if you preview your designs on your Android, it will hang. So most times, though there are also some Android that if you preview it will work. So sometimes you can like this particular link I drop on the chat section, you can preview it on your mobile phone and you're going to see this particular this thing, and you can click on all the little prototype we added to it and it will work. So what the videos you're talking about, it's possible that the person screen recorded this, then edited it. Then there's also another way where you can add the phone. Let me just do what I mean, because right now you can see this is just like a plain frame, it's not inside the phone. So Figma has a setting in the prototype where you can actually see your designs inside the phone. So this is the prototype. Let's start from the beginning. This is the prototype. You go to show prototype setting, then you click on the device. I think this was a iPhone 14 Pro. So this is it here. So this design now is going to appear inside this. You said? Is somebody talking? So you can actually change this to any color. You can use the silver iPhone or the gold. Then if you go to this place, this is loading. You are going to see your design. Because most time presenting your work that way actually gives the project owner or somebody that wants to invest the idea of to look when it's
Come back, come back, come back, come back, come